it comes to sales and being in sales, what is one strategy that you can use to help yourself close more deals? I'm Sylvan Bell. I'm coming to you live from Honolulu, Oahu on a perfect day to talk about sales and a perfect day to talk about emotions, rapport, and trust. So one of the things that you're going to find if you're around sales long enough is most sales instructors don't really want to talk about the emotional aspect of the sales process. They want to talk about the logic, the fact, the widgets, the gizmos, the benefits, and like what they forget is people buy on emotion and justify with logic. So you have to get your buyer logical, but you're like, hey Scott, how do I do that? Well, I'm gonna give you the process. So this is the sequence of the order of operation if it was a mathematical problem. It goes rapport, questions in the discovery phase, and then in that discovery phase, you're gonna find out the emotional hot buttons of that buyer, and then logic. But remember, like right here, between the discovery phase and the emotions, when you build that process with the buyer, one of the things that you're gonna find is trust is easier. But there's an asterisk. Trust is easier, but if you take advantage of somebody who trusts you, all fury will break loose on you. So you have to be a good person in order to make this work. And hey Scott, do you worry about scumbags watching your training and your videos? No, because they will feel the fury and they'll have to live with that for themselves for the rest of their life. It's not a good feeling from the times that I've seen salespeople do it and the times that I've talked to them about it, okay? So like what happens, you go in, you build some rapport. I tend to say 20 minutes, 15 to 20 minutes, minimum for me. You ask your discovery questions and then you, remember the magic is in the follow-up. You ask the follow-up questions, and then that's where you dig into the emotions, the pains, the problems, the risks, or the pleasure. There's like four reasons why people buy, right? Pain, problem, risk, pleasure. And if they're like a CEO or an executive, it's the risk, okay? It's the risk. So then you're gonna talk about emotions, frustrations, angers, irritations, pleasures, what makes them happy. But the thing is, it is so much easier to go in and use this process and build trust than it is go in and butt heads and use logic. Right? Logic is cool because like you get to be argumentative and you get to be like an attorney in court and you get to argue back and forth with the person. But like at the end of the day, you don't get paid, right? You don't get paid. You don't get the money because you didn't have the emotional buy-in and you didn't have the trust. I'm going to tell you, when you get to the end of the call and they start giving you objections, the sun's coming back out, means glasses go on. When they get to the end of the call, I'm not saying there's not going to be objections. I'm not going to say that the people don't want to negotiate with you, but I am going to say it's going to be easier to a point where you're like, why aren't people fighting me? Where's the struggle? Well, what's the problem? Aren't they supposed to like try to haggle more? I don't get it. And so one of the things that you're going to find is if you're a brand new salesperson and you go ride with a closer or you sit side by side with a closer and you watch them do their thing, look at that, you can see the shadow from my cell phone. When you ride with a closer and you watch them do their thing, you're not picking up on these subtle things that they do that allows them to close the sale that make things way easier, okay? What happens is you look and you're like, I do that, but in true reality, you don't because you don't know what to look for and you don't know what to say and you don't know what to do, okay? So remember, here's the magical order of operation that I use. Rapport, whatever the number is for you, I say 15 to 20 minutes. Discovery, where you ask about their pain, their problem, or their pleasure. And then once you have the pain or problem or pleasure, you do a little bit of irritation in whatever way you ask questions to find like the real emotional issue. Like what's the main problem that they're having? What's the issue that they're having? And why does it matter? Okay. So that's the full order that's really going to help you out to close. Hey, how you doing? Wave to the camera. Never know what's going to happen out here. So, that's the order of operation. Rapport, discovery, questions that's going to irritate the buyer, and then talk about the logical stuff. And then when you get to the end, ask for the business. There you go. So if you got one thing only to do from here, just one thing, find the subscribe button and click on it. Every time I send out a video, you'll get an update that says Scott Bell Consultant sent out a video. You should check it out, which you should. We'll see you soon. Aloha.